Like damn, she wanna afford to touch me. I say I want it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into AEW Dynamite from August the 7th, 2024. An awful show. This show sucked. Oh my goodness. AEW needs a miracle like nobody's business. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. How could you even think about producing a shit show like this 3 weeks before your biggest pay-per-view of the year? I don't get it. Oof. Tony Khan, I've said it in several of my AEW reviews. He needs to be removed. He can fund AEW, but as far as booking it, he needs to be removed 1,000%. So we kick the show off with the first match of the night. MJF, he defeats Kyle Fletcher via the Brainbuster. So Don Callis was out there on commentary. Towards the end of the match, he wanted Kyle Fletcher to use the screwdriver, and Kyle Fletcher refused to use it. So MJF, he did the low blow, and then he hit the Brainbuster. Post-match, he hit the referee with the title belt, and he also used the dynamite ring to bust open Kyle Fletcher. So Will Osreapy, he made the save. It took a minute because his locker room was bombarded with a bunch of crates and everything else. And that was the end of the segment. So, MJF, he was about to use the Tiger Driver 91. So, Ospreay made the save. Who cares? Fuck this shit. It's boring. Moving right along. So, Mariah May, she defeated a jobber by the name of Via Van. So, apparently, Via Van has done some work on the indies and stuff like that, so she was just being brought in as enhancement talent, which is fine. So Mariah May wins. Post-match, Mariah May has a gift. It's a picture of Toni Storm, cradling her in her arms with a Die Mariah Die sign written on the back of it. So Toni, she comes in, she has a little brawl with Mariah May. She tries to stab Mariah May with the shoe, but to no avail. And the referees and security, they break it up. All right, this is fine, but again, you got to do more than this generic brawling shit. That's kind of boring to me. I mean, you've got time to do other stuff. We need some more, like, vignettes. Maybe we could have a couple of pick your poison matches. And again, since Toni Storm was taken out in such a vicious and graphic manner, I think at Wembley, this match cannot be just a basic one-on-one match. I would do something like maybe like a steel cage or a last woman standing match or an I Quit match, something of that sort. That's just me, because blood was involved, basically, with that. And I'm pretty sure Toni Storm wants to get her revenge. And what better way to get her revenge than by busting open the pretty face of Mariah May. Again, this is fine, but we need more than just the generic brawling nonsense, because that goes on way too much in professional wrestling. Moving on. So, Jack Perry, he attempted to do a promo, but thankfully Taco Bell shut him down. They shut him all the way down. They're like, nah, man, we want people to come in and eat some Nacho Bel Grandes and some soft shell and hard shell tacos and all that other shit. So that's fine. So Darby Allin, he says that he didn't set Jack Perry on fire, so he didn't have an excuse to miss Wembley. Okay, all right. Why is this important? It's not. You can literally do this match on a random episode of Dynamite or Collision if you want. Who gives a shit? Like, I don't know, man. This is not important to me. Moving on. More nonsense. So, Tatsuya Shibata, he defeats Brian Keefe. Who gives a shit? Post-match, the Learning Tree, they attack Shibata, and then Chris Jericho, my bad, Hook, he returns to make the save, and that was it. Fuck all this shit. I am so ready for Hook to go to NXT. I really am. Hook really needs to learn how to work better. And my God, those forearm punches were just awful. He needs to be in NXT for at least a good 2 to 3 years, man. Because this whole AEW stuff, for me, ain't cutting it. And I'm a fan of Hook. I like him, but I really do feel that if he was in NXT, he would be in a way better predicament and position than he is now. That's just me. And even Taz, his pops, wants him to go. So hopefully, in due time, whenever Hook's AEW contract is up, hopefully he is the next to go to NXT. Moving right along, because this show was a waste of time. So, Orange Cassidy, he's backstage, and he's talking to Renee. So, the other members of the conglomeration, they wanted a rematch, but because of the hurricane that's taking place on the East Coast, from Florida probably up to parts of New York, and obviously in North Carolina, those guys couldn't make it. So, Orange Cassidy says he knows a few local guys that are looking for a fight. So, those local guys were FTR. So, Orange Cassidy and FTR, they defeat Roderick Strong, Roosh, and the Beast Mortis, a.k.a. Black Taurus from TNA. Well, at that time, Impact. So, FTR wins. Who gives a damn? Post-match, the Acclaim, they come out. They're interrupted by Dax. He gets on the mic and says the people don't want to hear Max Caster talk. And then Dax, he stumbles over some of his words, and then they go ahead and break out into a generic brawl. Who gives a fuck? Fuck all this shit. Just worthless. Moving on. So, Christian Cage, he's backstage with the entire patriarchy. He says that he wants to up the stakes, and Christian says he wants to be the special guest referee for the House of Black versus the Bang Bang Gang on Collision. Happy, joy. No, not really. Lame. Again, this will probably lead to a triple threat at Wembley. Christian Cage is going to screw over both teams. Like, it's common sense. At least Christian Cage is doing something, but he kind of deserves better, if we're being honest. Moving right along. So, Camille, she defeats 2 jobbers. So, I mean, that's fine, I guess. So, post-match, Mercedes Moné, she comes out. She gives a shout-out to the MVPs for suspending Brit Baker. Mercedes Moné, she continues to run down Brit Baker verbally. Tony Schiavone, he gets on the mic and he announces that Tony Khan overrode Brit Baker's suspension. And so she shows up on the Titantron. Brit Baker says that Mercedes Moné isn't all in like she is. And we all know that when she doesn't get her way, she takes her ball and goes home. Brit Baker is AEW for life, and it's just the flavor of the week for Mercedes Moné. And she says, see you at Wembley. I don't give a damn about this shit. Like, this is an awful promo by both women. I don't get it. This thing was a disaster, y'all. This thing was a disaster. Pathetic. I think Brit Baker, with the recent drama that she's been going through with MJF, and then also the stuff with Adam Cole, with them two not being a couple anymore, all that stuff is getting to her. Personally, if I'm Brit Baker, whenever her contract is up, she needs to go elsewhere. Whether that means going to WWE again, trying to go there, or going to TNA, or just do something on the Indies or what have you. Brit Baker needs to realize that she's no longer the top female in the company. Now that Mercedes Moné is there and Toni Storm is there, those two women are going to remain on top. And that's just what it's going to be. That's just the honest truth. Nothing more, nothing less. We get it. Brit Baker, she has been a shit starter at times. She has done a lot of shit. Remember with her and Thunder Rosa about a little over a year ago when that stuff went down. So, Brit Baker's known for, starting shit. But it is what it is. But Brit Baker, she needs to understand that if AEW does not appreciate her, once her contract is up, she can just leave. That's what I would do. Because if I was in a situation like that, and even though I'm starting drama and stuff with other people, but if I'm not being valued and everything else, I would just dip out. Whenever her contract is up, just bounce. Just bounce. Just bounce. And that's what I would do. I would go elsewhere for a while and prove to Toni and prove to herself and everyone else, why she is one of the best in the world. I mean, she's decent on the mic. Well, she was, but as of late, no. But this was an awful promo by both women. Just not good. And Mercedes Moné, my God, she has completely fallen from grace. Like, damn. Like it's just more proof that she's been nothing without the WWE machine behind her. She's just not it. She's not it. And she just doesn't have it. She's okay in the ring. It's just the whole promo shit. She's not getting it. She just doesn't care. And she's got Jennifer Pepperman with her own personal writer. And she still can't connect with the audience. I don't get it. But such is life. It is what it is. If I was Mercedes Moné, what I would do is she needs to enroll herself into some acting classes. She only works once a week. She could take classes at least two to three times a week. Do something like that. Like, damn. Also, before we move on, my bad. Also, before we move on, Mercedes Moné, she is divorced. So, that didn't come as a shocker to me at all. And it is what it is, Stuff happens, things happen. Who really cares? I just hope that old boy, hopefully he can get some money. Hopefully he can get some alimony. Maybe get a couple cars and some cash out the deal. Because basically, old boy is just a seamstress. He's a seamstress. That's all he is. So he ain't making but so much money. So hopefully he can get some of Mercedes' moolah. Hopefully. Moving on. So we get a video package of Bryan Danielson and Swerve. Also, Swerve, he had a sit-down interview with Jim Ross. He didn't he didn't say much of anything, if we're being honest. He just didn't. I feel really bad for JR. I really do. I've always have loved Jim Ross since the Attitude Era. Just a tremendous guy. It's just Father Time has just caught up to him, and him dealing with the chemo treatments of skin cancer, and then having Bell palsies, and having the loss of his wife a couple years back. It's just he's really going through it. It's just I'm just like, wow. It was really hard to watch. It really was just hard to watch. Maybe Tony Khan should allow maybe Taz or Renee Paquette or somebody else to do backstage interviews. I would just save JR just to do a couple matches on big pay-per-views, and that's kind of it. But, we wish JR the best. Moving on. Main event of the evening, Bryan Danielson versus Jeff Jarrett. I thought these guys were going to have a regular work rate match since Ricky Steamboat was on commentary. And I was thinking they were going to work a good maybe 10 to 12 minutes of just having a regular match. But nope, didn't happen. It was a no DQ match, so it was anything goes, basically. So they fought everywhere, backstage area, through the crowd, all that stuff. Danielson wins via the Busaiku knee. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So post-match, Danielson and Jeff Jarrett, they shake hands, they embrace each other. That was it. So Swerve comes out. He gets on the mic and says that they saw 3 great legends of TBS programming, himself, Ricky Steamboat, and Jeff Jarrett. Swerve says he defined pro wrestling on this network. Danielson is one of the GOATs, but it's going to be a huge honor for Swerve to retire him. Swerve asked Danielson how he's feeling. Legs look a little bit weak. Imagine what Swerve can do to him. Swerve needs a sparring partner next week. A little warm-up, so why not Swerve versus Wheeler Yuta next week? And Swerve will show Danielson why he's the most dangerous man in AEW. Fuck this. Oh my God. Really? Oh my God. I need some aspirin or something, because I already got a headache. This is just ridiculous. This is just pathetic. Wheeler Yuta? I ain't get the fuck out of here. I better Swerve and Claudio go at it again. I mean, that's what I would have done. But it is what it is. And that was AEW. Not a good show. Just boring. Just boring. So we have some news and notes to go over. So apparently, Ricky Starks, Daniel Garcia, and the Lucha Bros, they're on their way out of AEW, soon to be in NXT, basically, which is great. I like this. This makes perfect sense. I know people are going to get mad, but Tony never really used Ricky Starks after the whole CM Punk debacle last year. Ricky Starks was set for a massive push, and then once the CM Punk drama, once that went down, it went down from heel from there. So such is life. So Ricky Starks will be fine in NXT, and I'm pretty sure he'll stay in NXT for a while, maybe about a good 6 months to a year, and then he'll move to the main roster, Raw or SmackDown. He'll be fine either way. He's good on the mic. He's got a pretty defined character and everything else, and he can definitely get over with the NXT crowd for sure. And I do think that he would do well on the main roster. Daniel Garcia, to me, that's a shocker. I don't understand why I don't understand why he wants to go to NXT. He would strike me as somebody who would belong in like a TNA or maybe even an NWA. That's just me. That's kind of weird, but it is what it is. I guess he could be okay in the mid card. I guess. I don't know. And then him being on the main roster, he wouldn't be successful on the main roster. He just wouldn't. Now, if Vince was still in charge, absolutely, he could, be a pretty decent mid carder. But fuck, Triple H, hell no. If you ain't working a 25-minute match, nah. But wait, my bad, I forgot. He is a work rate guy, so he might survive. But Garcia will still be in the mid card. He'll be like a Pete Dunne, a Tyler Bate, a Gargano, guys like that. He'll be in the mid card, so that's fine. The Lucha Bros leaving, that makes perfect sense too. They haven't done anything significant in the last maybe 2 years with AEW. They were last relevant back in 2022 when they did their feud with the Young Bucks. Outside of that, they've done nothing of any note. They've just done random matches. They've won all the gold. They've been, I think, 2-time AEW Tag Team Champions. They won the trio titles a couple times as well. And they've also won the Ring of Honor tag titles and the Ring of Honor trios titles. So they've done everything that they can do in AEW. And them going to NXT is fine. I could see them staying there for about a year and then them going to the main roster, because there are so many tag teams that they could work with, like the Street Profits, the Usos, when they reunite. You also have Guerrillas of Destiny there. The Mercy Machine Guns, they should be on their way soon. So then you also got DIY there as well. So there's stuff for the Lucha Bros to do in WWE. But AEW right now, they're hurting and they need help. Because Wembley, it ain't doing it. I don't know if they're going to get 50,000 people or 60,000 like they had last year. No, the 70,000 that they had last year. I don't know. The way the card's looking and shaping up, I don't know. They might get between a good 30 to 40 out. Maybe. I don't know. But shows like this, it ain't going to help you. It's not going to help your cause. They got 3 weeks to make shit happen. So they either need to bring in Shane McMahon or Ricochet or Becky Lynch, supposedly, allegedly. We don't know. But they got to do something. They got to do something, because right now, AEW is in quicksand, and they keep on sinking deeper and deeper and deeper. I don't know. Hopefully they can get out of it, because I want AEW to be successful, and I want AEW to succeed. And I still think that AEW will get their deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. I don't think they'll get like a massive deal, but they may get maybe, they'll definitely get something with Warner Brothers Discovery for sure. Because I wouldn't doubt that Warner Brothers Discovery probably has some stake in AEW. Maybe not a lot. Maybe 5 to 15% maybe in AEW. Something like that. But we'll see how everything works out on that end. I wish AEW the best. I wish them the best, because they need it. They need help. They need help like nobody's business. But what did you guys think of AEW? What are your thoughts? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.